Okay, what we're doing tonight, first of all, this is not a Kick and Asphalt Bicycle Club ride. This is a ride of silence. We happen to endorse it. Two of us, my wife and I, put it on the website and got it organized. We hope that this will lay a foundation. There's a lot of efforts here trying to make Hilton Head Island a bicycle-friendly community. And we hope that this will begin laying the groundwork. We've got great pathways here, but we need some lanes and some things like that. Wider shoulders. And if you haven't heard, the new bicycle laws in South Carolina give us a legal right to ride on the roads, on any roads, even if there's a path next to the road. That is a change from the way it used to be. So we're trying to do some awareness of that kind of thing tonight. And the main thing we want to do here locally, it's very, very important that we ride safely and that we be an example. We want to be an example of how to ride safely on a road. And that means we have some rules that we'd like everybody to follow. We'd like to be one voice, and that means we want to ride single file. We are going to be riding on 278. When we get up to Shelter Cove, Beverly, who is a lead cycling instructor, is going to make a decision. If it's too dark, we're going to come back on the paths, but if it's light enough, we're going to come back on the roads. We're going to ride up to the old Cracker Barrel and go back around behind the shopping center and come out at Palmetto Dunes and cross the road at the light, which is the safest place we can think of to cross. We also believe 278, we're not trying to promote riding on 278, but for this kind of an event, we think it's the best place to maximize safety and awareness, because people can get around us, and we're not on a two-lane road where they're going to have to wait for us or whatever. But we do want to ride on the road, and it's extremely important that we ride, that we follow all the laws. We have the right to ride on the road, but we're also responsible for following traffic signals, the laws. And even beyond that, we want to ride some safety items that we want to include that's beyond the law, like riding single file. You're allowed to ride double file on roads in South Carolina, and probably in most states. But on this particular ride, helmets are required. Does everybody have a helmet? It's riding tonight. We're going to ride together in silence. We're going to ride at 12 miles an hour in a single file, and Beverly's going to lead the ride. So she'll keep it at 12 miles an hour or a little bit less. And the Ride of Silence asks specifically that this ride be between 6 and 12 miles, and we ride no faster than 12 miles an hour. And we don't want, please don't pass one another, getting out around people. We want to stay in a single line as a single unit. And if we encounter a red traffic light, we're going to stop for it. So that's about all I have.
Sir? Thank you.
If it does, we'll regroup back behind Shelter Cove. I'm the sweep. I volunteered to be the target, but Linda made me promise I wouldn't paint a target on my back.
Okay, so I want to read a couple things to you. A press release just came out yesterday from the National Transportation Secretary, Ray LaHood, reminds drivers and bicyclists to share the road during Bicycle Safety Month. As more people take to the roads on their bikes, U.S. Transportation Secretary Ray LaHood asked both drivers and cyclists to help reduce the number of cycling fatalities. In 2007, 698 cyclists were killed in America, and an additional 44,000 were injured in traffic crashes. These statistics show that our transportation program needs to have a much greater focus on making our roadways safe for cyclists. Our roads and communities must be built to allow people to get around safely outside their cars, on bike, or on foot. The most important thing bicyclists and motorists need to remember is that they both share the road equally. Now I'd like to read a statement from Rachel Kefalos, the president of the Palmetto Cycling Coalition. The new South Carolina bike law is being used as a model by other states. South Carolina was the first state in the nation to have a harassment clause. In the past decade, South Carolina has been ranked in the top 10 for fatalities nationwide, and in most years the fatality rate in the state has more than doubled the national average. Currently, South Carolina is ranked 3rd in the nation for cycling fatalities, which is nearly 3 times the national average. In 2007, there were 20 bicycle fatalities on roadways in the state of South Carolina. In 2003, Chris Phelan organized the first Ride of Silence in Dallas after endurance cyclist Larry Schwartz was hit by the mirror of a passing bus and was killed. The Ride of Silence is a free ride and asks cyclists to ride no faster than 12 miles an hour and remain silent during the ride. There is no brochure, no sponsors, and no registration fees. The ride, which is held during Bike Safety Month, aims to raise the awareness of motorists, police, and city officials that cyclists have the same legal right to the public roadways. So tonight, we take to the roads in a silent procession in over 300 locations in over 50 U.S. states and in 18 countries to honor and mourn those cyclists who have been injured or killed by motorists while cycling on public roadways. Tonight we ride to say we are not going to be chased or intimidated off the streets. We only want to share the road with motorists we equally share and to raise awareness of cyclists' rights on the road. Tonight we number many, but ride as one. In honor of those not with us, friends, mothers, fathers, sisters, sons. With helmets on tight and heads down low, we ride in silence, cautious and slow. The wheels start spinning in the lead pack, but tonight we ride and no one attacks. The dark sunglasses cover our tears. Remember those we held so dear. Tonight's ride is to make others aware the road is there for all to share. To those not with us or by our side, may God be your partner on your final ride. Ride safe.
I want to introduce a couple of people. Amal, son's best friend, was killed on a cyclist about 2 years ago, was it? About 2 years ago. She has a kind of a memorial on